Today I'm going to show you how to paint a previously unpainted concrete path and veranda.
First up, calculate how much paint you need by multiplying the length by the width of your paving to give you your square meterage. This paint covers 10 square metres per litre. Divide it into your square meterage will give you your literage. Now, as always, you need to prep your surface. Clean off any loose concrete with a scraper, wire brush or sandpaper. Then if the concrete is greasy or stained, clean it with a strong detergent and rinse with fresh clean water to make sure it's absolutely clean. Give the surfaces a good wash to get as much loose material off as you can. Leave it to dry for a couple of days in fine weather.
Next thing we're going to do is to roughen the surface with a concrete etcher so the paint bonds to the concrete.
Best to wear safety glasses and gloves when using etcher. Slowly pour half a kilo of White Knight concrete etcher into 5 litres of clean water in a bucket and stir until all granules are dissolved. Now pour the solution into a watering can and pour it evenly over the concrete and then scrub with a stiff bristle broom. The etcher should bubble or foam. Allow the etcher to react with the concrete for 2 minutes. Don't let it dry. Here's a tip. If the concrete etcher doesn't foam, you might have an old clear coating or some kind of surface contamination. If there's a clear coating, you need to scrape or sand before etching again. Give the surface another good scrub with the broom and rinse the surface with a strong water jet from your garden hose to remove excess etcher, salts or any other residues. The surface should feel rough, like 180 grit sandpaper. If it doesn't feel rough, you need to etch again. Check one last time for any loose concrete or paint with a piece of masking or sticky tape. If the tape picks up a lot of loose material, you need to clean the paving again.
Let your concrete dry for a couple of days in fine weather before painting, because if you don't, the paint will blister from moisture trapped in the concrete.
Before you paint, check the surface is clean and give it another sweep with a good stiff bristle broom. Another tip, paint early in the day if you can when the concrete is cool. If you have to paint when concrete is hot, lightly dampen the surface before you start. Stir your tin of White Knight Ultra Pave thoroughly. Pour Ultra Pave into a paint pot. About a litre at a time should be fine. It makes it easy for calculations. Never paint straight from the tin. You'll get paint around the rim, which will mean the tin doesn't seal properly and will ruin the paint for use later. On smooth or unpainted concrete, such as this, thin the first coat with 20% water to help penetration and adhesion. Dilute in a paint pot first and then pour into a roller tray. Using a brush, do all your cutting in first. Then use a roller with a 10mm nap to paint in the large areas. Start painting the furthest corner and work back so you don't paint yourself into a corner. And here's another tip. Wrap your roller and your brush in a plastic bag between coats. The paint will be touch dry in 30 minutes and can be recoated in 2 hours. For sloping areas, or if you want some extra grip, add White Knight Paving Deck Grip to the second coat. Pour a litre of paint into a paint pot. Give it a good stir. As you stir the paint, add the Paving Deck Grip slowly. You'll need about 20 grams or 2 to 3 heap scoops per litre of paint for good slip reduction. Give it a good stir and stir it regularly while you're painting. Give it a second coat, cutting in with your brush, and then use your roller to finish off all the large areas. And when you finish, clean up your brush and your roller straight away in water.
Now the beauty of this water-based product is it's touch dry in 30 minutes. You can walk on it in a couple of hours, and if you want to use heavy traffic on it, leave it a couple of days. For any more information on products, colours or application, go to the White Knight website or ask your in-store paint specialist.